Today there is a change of plan. I was going to make chicken February and go through the beginnings of the chicken recipes in all of Vincent's cookbooks, but this week in Austin, Texas, where I live, we had a winter ice event, and from Tuesday through most of Friday, we had freezing temperatures and the whole city iced over. There are still people in the city of Austin that days later still do not have power or electricity or heat, though today, oddly, it's going to be 70 something degrees. I did not have the heart to cook a big recipe because I am mentally and physically exhausted. My off-camera husband and I spent all of yesterday cutting down large fallen branches off of trees that landed onto neighbors' property. That's a fun bonus. There's an onion, no idea why. So in cases like this, I have backup Vincent recipes for when I might be missing an ingredient for something I really, really want to make, or an event like this when I'm just exhausted. We're going to make Vincent's own personal recipe for iced coffee, and it is going to be an adventure, I think. So, friendly reminder inserts here. Not a chef, not a cook, Vincent Price fan, cooking her way through his 3 mid-century cookbooks to see how they taste to a modern palate and in the modern time. So this week we are back in a treasury of great recipes. And Vincent's iced coffee recipe calls for some unique ingredients. The first of which is decaf instant coffee. I did a little internet research and I was trying to find coffees that were popular in the mid to early 60s, and Nescafe, which is what I bought, came up quite frequently. Also, Maxwell House did too. I really wanted to buy Sanka coffee, which is a decaf instant coffee, and they do still make, but the H-E-B up the road did not have it, and I didn't want to buy it off of Amazon and, wait. So I have this huge thing of decaf coffee now. No, let me take that back. Decaf instant coffee. The other ingredient that the recipe calls for is saccharin tablets. I did some research and I purchased NectaSweet, camera's autofocus, NectaSweet saccharin tablets. I found one on the shelves that was not opened, which was kind of terrifying in its own right. Saccharin is that's sweet and low. Oh my god, I just opened this and I can taste the powder just from opening and taking the safety seal off of it. This little bottle was $2 and change American, so I'm not out a lot of money because what am I gonna do with all of these little tiny saccharin tablets? The other ingredient that it calls for is, quote, milk. I was going to get a whole milk because I thought that would be time appropriate. When I got to the checkout, I realized I had 2% milk. That's fine. I don't want to drink cow's milk. I don't like cow's milk. My gut definitely doesn't like cow's milk, so 2% is not gonna hurt. And besides, we're doing it for the recipe. Originally calls for a cup of boiling water. That's half a cup of boiling water. Add 9 saccharin tablets. Okay, 9 doesn't have, well, oh my god. I guess we'll just do 5. Oh, okay, well, 1, 2, that kind of looks like a half one. All right, well, blank. Stir until they dissolve. Why is it causing a reaction? So we wait for this to cool, and then from here, the original recipe makes 6 servings, so I'm cutting it in half. This is, can't see, a pint of milk, 16 fluid ounces, and I am actually going to take this and cut this in half because what he has in the recipe, add a quart of cold milk, we're doing a pint, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground cloves or ground cinnamon. I got them both. So I thought that I would make half and half. Let's try half with the cloves, let's try half with the cinnamon. It says either or. We'll see which one of these is good in this mixture. Now what he has to say about his iced coffee, it is my own most unorthodox concoction, and friends always ask about it expecting some exotic recipe. Now the secret is out. This is all there is to it. Okay. 1/4 of a teaspoon ground cloves or ground cinnamon. Let's go with cloves first. You can really taste that it's instant coffee. And by that I mean there's a very distinct instant coffee taste. Like, you know, those tiny coffees in the cans that are flavored like French vanilla and Cafe Francais, International Foods coffees. It very much has that coffee flavor to it. So this is the nutmeg. It's perfectly fine. Okay, this is the cinnamon one. None of these spices dissolved on top of it. The cinnamon one is actually better. I mean, I am getting mouthfuls of cinnamon, but yeah, this is not bad. It is just very sweetened coffee, but it's Vincent Price's own recipe. You know, minus not knowing what brand of coffee and obviously what kind of milk. Next week, I am going to cook chicken in champagne, and that sounds delightful. Thanks for watching. Bye.